Hey everybody, I wanted to get an update for you on the market and what I'm seeing out there. I've done a lot of traveling over the last couple of months. I believe I've been in close to 12 cities in 7 states in the last 2 months. I've spoken to realtors and brokers and rehabbers. I've spoken to developers and builders and syndicators. And I just wanted to kind of give you the sense of what I'm seeing out there as I'm talking to all these real estate professionals. Like you, I'm a real estate investor. I want to know what's going on so that I know what should I be looking for next. And that, I think, is the biggest question that I get asked. Tom, what do you think's next? What's coming next? Are we going to see inflation skyrocket? Are we going to see prices go up? Are we going to see a crash? Is there a bubble? All of these questions are very valid. We've been in the longest bull run market in modern history. And at some time, at some point, we know that that's going to change, right? Real estate prices started going up in 2009 and they haven't stopped since. That's a long run. So it's very common for us to start expecting something else. I don't expect it soon if it does happen, or when it does happen. And here's why. You know, if you have economics questions, just go back to economic basics, right? And the economic basic that I go back to is the law of supply and demand. And the law of supply and demand is real simple. When the supply is short and demand is high, prices will go up. And they will go up from where they are today. And I've had people tell me recently, but Tom, they're too high now. How could they even go higher? Well, they can because the supply is short and the demand is high. That's how they can, and I believe they will. So the first thing that I want to preface, though, is not all real estate is created equal. So let's dissect the word real estate for a moment and make it more applicable to you and your situation. Do I think real estate in every state and every city is going to go up? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So as a real estate investor, what am I doing? I'm looking for real estate that I can buy in markets that are growing and expected to continue to grow. For example, Texas. And where in Texas? Anywhere in Texas. It doesn't matter. Every town, a city, they're growing and they're growing and they're growing. People are coming in from out of state. People are coming in from other countries. They want to be in Texas. So, is Texas a great place to buy? Absolutely, it's a great place. Not the only place, though. Florida is another great place to buy. People are flooding into Florida at almost the same rate they are in Texas. So if you're buying in those types of areas, and they're not the only two, by the way, they're just the most talked about. If you're buying in those areas and you're buying properties that people need and there is a low supply of, I don't think you have to worry about prices falling. Now, what you do have to worry about is them cash flowing. So if you're buying properties to keep and hold, which is my favorite strategy, you do have to worry about how am I going to pay for it? Can it support with its rents enough money to be able to pay the bills? That's really the challenge. But buy in places people want to be. Buy in markets that have short supply. There are certain markets that I've been in the last 60 days that the housing market supply is less than 1 month. Now, a normal market has 6 months of inventory. We all know that, right? 1 month of inventory is unheard of. I was in one market, it was less than a month of inventory. So those are the reasons I believe we are not going to see prices of single-family homes falling in any one period, in any short-term time frame. Now, I said single-family homes. Let me dissect that word real estate one more time and talk differently about commercial. Commercial assets are a whole different animal. I think there are some huge trouble in certain commercial asset classes. And the two that everybody's talking about is going to be office space and retail. Retail has been on the downslide for years because of Amazon and online purchasing. Even me, the most computer unsavvy person out there, I buy a lot of stuff online now. Now that I'm used to it and see how easy it is and see how convenient it is, even an old dinosaur like me can learn it. Okay, when you have guys like me buying online, retail's in trouble. So there's a lot of overbuilt retail space, and I think the play on that space is going to be repurposing, taking that old retail space and turning it into something that is needed, because all the retail space that's out there is not going to be needed. The other one that has some challenges is office, and those challenges were exacerbated by the pandemic and the fact that a lot of employees found they like to work at home. And a lot of HR managers have convinced leadership to allow people to work from home. And I think we're seeing, well, we are certainly seeing personally, a handful of companies decide to downsize their leases because they don't think they need that office space. We'll see where that goes. I am a little bit contrarian when it comes to my opinions on office. I'm actually bullish on office in good locations, and we're actually buying more. I think the work from home is going to prove in the long term to be mostly a failure. It won't for all employees and it won't for all businesses, but I don't think businesses are going to be able to just slough off half of their office space like some of them think they're going to be able to. Productivity is not going to stay where it is when somebody's in an office environment unless they're just a special employee. And we're blessed with some of those. We have some employees that have been working from home since the beginning, way before COVID. So I'm not saying that it can't work. I just don't think it's going to work to the degree that some companies are hoping it will, so that they can save lease money on their office space. So those are a couple of opportunities that I'm looking at. And in the single family realm, if you're buying in places people want to be, you're buying affordable housing. I would stay out of the high end stuff. Just because that, I think, is going to be the first thing that does get hit when we do end up in the next recession, whenever that may be. But stay in the affordable housing, places people want to be, business-friendly states, states where it's easy for you to foreclose if you're a lender or evict if you're a landlord. And I don't see how you can go wrong when there's no supply out there. Hopefully that was as helpful for you as it was for me going out and gathering that data. And I'll see you on the next video.